Oh, everybody's quiet and excited. Yes, thank you, Annemone. Welcome everybody to the Innovation Café. I hope you all had a lovely summer. And it's still a summer day today, so you're still enjoying the summer. Thank you all for being here. My name is Charlotte Groen and I will be the moderator for tonight. I'm a social designer based in Eindhoven. My studio is based in het Klokgebouw. And, well, who is here for the first time? I see many new faces, I think. Yes, many. Annemone, many new faces. Wow. Welcome. Now, first of all, let me tell you something then about the Innovation Café. Eindhoven is known for its great ideas, but also great prototypes, pilots, proof of concepts. But the strength of the area, Brainport, is actually the combine of tech and design that we have here. And what we do here in the Innovation Café is that we combine tech and design to learn, to create new concepts, new insights, and new relationships. So we are also part here of a community, and I hope you all enjoy for tonight. Well, but for tonight, we have 3 speakers here. And the theme of tonight is consent, compost, and community. But first, I would like to ask you a question. Who here has ever made a decision with a group, and how did it feel? Please raise your hand with the answer. It was easy. Who found it easy to make decisions with a group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Fine. And who found it very difficult? Okay, more people. There are also a lot of people who don't have an answer. Well, okay. Well, and when you didn't agree with the group, for the people who find it difficult, when you didn't agree with the group, who has ever gone along with the group's decision anyway? Okay. Well, we will learn a little bit more about this. And actually, it's more about the consent method. You guys will tell us a little bit more about it. But for now, I would like to introduce you Caro, Cynthia, and Bram. Caro and Cynthia are part of the Klein Oers.
Klein Oers Eco Village.
Klein Oers Eco Village. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes.
Oh, we have an image.
So this is wintertime, but we also have a picture of summertime.
Yeah. And Klein Oers is a village with how many? It's
40 homes.
Yeah.
And 20 people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and almost 70 live there.
Okay, 20 people or 20 households?
No, 40 households.
Okay.
I'm talking about age.
Oh, sorry.
In their 20s until 70 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you started it actually.
Yes, I'm the founder of the Eco Village, but a lot of people helped me on the way, and we created a beautiful place with abundant green, as you can see, and we have our own sewage system, so we clean our own water, and we grow a little bit of our own food, and we indeed have the consent method to make decisions.
Okay. But before we go to the consent method, I'm very curious, how do you come up with this idea? Where did you find the inspiration?
Well, a long time ago, in 2006, I went to the south of China, and there I found a group of the Puyi minority, and we went to visit their village. And the people who lived there, they were self-sufficient in food and also electricity. They didn't have much electricity, I must say. And they were farmers, and they used permaculture principles. That's something that we adapt to our eco-village as well.
Okay.
And the older people were very happy there, and they had a meaning in life. They were very worthy in this village, as well as the young people. And so this was really warm to see for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you also have a background in integrative medicine.
Exactly, yeah.
Is that also why you found that very interesting? That it was.
Yes, because I'm very interested in healthy aging, and especially here in Holland, that's a big problem. Because care workers, they are very low in
Yeah.
number. And healthy aging has a lot to do with how we live and how our environment is designed, actually. So in an eco-village where you live in a community where there's natural movement, so we have to go to the village house to do our laundry, for example. We eat together in a community house, and then you have a talk with your neighbor, and somebody is looking out for you, but you belong also. You belong to a group of people.
Yeah.
And that's really healthy in a social way, emotionally way, but also physically way. Yeah.
You see that also a lot in the blue zones, huh?
Exactly. So that's my wish, to make a new blue zone. I tend to become 100 years old.
Okay, so that's your wish, creating a blue zone in this area.
Absolutely.
I love it already.
Yeah.
Perfect. And Caro, you're also living in Klein Oers.
Yeah, so I'm also a resident of Klein Oers. I myself am a designer and artist, and I focus a lot around regenerative culture and circularity, and how we can redesign the future to be greener, better, basically.
And what is regenerative? Because we are using so many words. Permaculture, we will come back with Bram.
Yeah.
But regenerative, what
so
does
what
that
I
mean for you?
What I find really interesting about that is you take stuff from the earth, and for me it means that you give back at least the same amount that you take.
Yeah.
So I try to live that way, and for me, Klein Oers is kind of like practice what you preach. So I can think a lot about that. I can design some stuff. I can prototype, but I can also live it. And for me, Klein Oers really is that.
Okay. But you also told me that first you thought it was a scam.
Yeah, that was really funny. So my partner and I were looking for a new house. We were living in the center of Utrecht, which is really expensive. And we were looking for a new place. And then I got an Instagram ad from the village. It was not yet built, so we were just at the start of starting to build the village, and we're looking for new people. And I had some scam emails before from renters, and they have like this story of it's Airbnb, you have to pay for a small, that kind of story. So I sent an email, and I thought I'm gonna get the Airbnb scam. But then I got an email back saying, oh, we have a meetup then and then, come join, we'll tell you a little bit about the village. So we went, and it was a click, and we stayed. And that was 2020, I think, something like that.
Everything went quite fast. You said it was not, but in 2006 you found the inspiration. Now we are in 2026, and that's actually, well, it should have gone faster, but it's quite fast. Yeah. But if we go back to the title of today, we have consent, compost, and community. What is consent? What does consent mean for you? I only know it from having sex, kind of. That's not the subject of today, but how do you look at it?
Yes, that's a good example. Well, the consent method is different comparing to democracy. Because when I ask a question, are you in for it or not, and everyone raises hands, and most people do raise their hands, then the idea will be accepted. But we didn't listen to the few that didn't raise their hands. But maybe those few have very good ideas and very good reasons to not agree with it.
Yeah.
And in the consent methods, every opinion counts. And we work in circles, so everyone has to speak up for themselves, but also for the community. And so listening to each other about a subject, and then after a while, then somebody can come up with a proposal. It's after we have listened to each other, and then we ask consent. And if somebody is not consent with it, then this person must have good reasons. And you have to give arguments why you can't be consent, and give a new proposal.
Okay.
And sometimes people just have to add on a little rule or, notification.
And you told me, and we had a conversation before, we always do as a preparation, you said we call this social democracy, right?
No.
Sociaal democratie, toch? Oh, social. Oh, sorry. Then
Sociocracy.
I have
Yeah.
no idea what the English word for that is.
Sociocracy.
Sociocracy.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds really odd in English, but in Dutch it really meant something. Yeah. Okay. So it's really about the open conversation.
Yes, yes, and to get the best idea, and also that everyone you want to have everyone along. That's the question that you asked. So you went along with an idea you didn't quite like, but that didn't feel nice, I think. And in the sociocracy, yes, people will feel more relaxed with the ideas and bring themselves
It's really
in.
helping each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
And something that I want to add with that is that we work in basically 2 phases. So first, you have the space to really talk from your own ego point of view, only about yourself. And then we move along with the entire group to what's best for the community as a whole. That way there's space for what you feel personally, but then also space and trust to move out of that and into what's best for all of us.
Wow. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And and then we have the second team for tonight, Compost. I think that's really your but we forgot something. We also have like the no, you have to go back on the back. Where's the dorpshuis?
This is one.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
this one. It's the
Okay.
wooden house.
The wooden house
Yeah.
is, you call it the village house.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we see here? Can you explain a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this is the village house or the community house. We're currently building it. So we finished building the last of the houses about a year and a half ago. And now we're fully focused on finishing the community house. You see it here, it's the brown building. And what's special about that is that it's a living lab. We have official status of living lab for bio-based and recycle-based materials, which means that we can actually try things that have never been implemented in a living space before. It's not really living, but in a house before. And for me as a designer, this is super interesting. I'm really interested in new materials, also materials that have been used in like for forever, and re-implementing them in a modern sense, which is also something that I'm personally really focused on, to implement that in the village house. Yeah.
Wow, very interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Can you go to the next image for Bram? Bram, because we have a little bridge between them to them, because there is something in common, and that's the permaculture. Can you explain a little bit about it?
I'll try my best. We have an expert in the room. He's the true expert of permaculture.
Okay. We will give him the mic later. I'm not sure if you want to. We'll check.
But as far as I understand permaculture is from the 1970s. It's a new form of agriculture.
He's laughing, so you're doing great.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Please keep laughing. Please keep laughing. And it is working together with nature and human. There's no difference between the two.
Okay.
We try to be balancing each other out. It's kind of like taking space and giving space. But by that is calling like a symbiosis.
Symbiosis.
Symbiosis. Of finding that relationship between the two. And so far it has proven a lot of progressive ways of farming, and more is being implemented also on bigger scale. And it's promising for many needs that we have also in the transitions that we're in.
And what is then the difference between the permaculture and a regenerative?
It is
Sorry.
in a way similar. I think regenerative has been in a word that's been overused. So I think in a general term, it is part of permaculture as well.
Okay.
I think as long as there's kind of like we as humans, we don't give much. But I think regenerative is that full circle of we take, we give, and it continues as a cycle, that we are not making the earth more empty, but that we keep adding and providing nature with what it needs as well.
Wow. And you're also a designer?
Yeah.
And a co-founder of Rewild Farming.
Yeah.
And what do we see in the back?
We see your location in Eindhoven. This is the Vuurtuin. This is nearby the railway station. Spoor K is a studio area. There we are claiming land, to be honest. Let's just start with that. In the back room of here, actually, there's an exhibition. You can see part of how the container that you're seeing over there is looking. It was part of Ono that I'm working together with, just a recent graduate. Also Anna in the room that we're working together with. Where's
Anna, raise your hand. Just-
Anna, there's Anna.
Yeah, there's Anna. Okay.
All initiators of the foodtuin.
Okay. And what is it? How did it start?
It started out of the idea from Onno's experiences in Malawi. There he started as part of a foundation to implement a need. There was a need in that village for like a different way of farming, and there was permaculture. And Onno has experience in permaculture. He studied it, and he was invited also as a designer to find ways how permaculture could exist. But the main realization of that time in Malawi is that you need a core, you need an essence that you can work from, which is a dry, practical space, a space where you can store your tools, where you can come together, where you can start the day and end the day. And that's basically what we created here with a shipping container that we remodeled to a starter kit, as we call it. It's a 20-foot container, and within that we have basic necessities to be able to start a greening project. So it could be about farm, it could also just be about building a beautiful flower area, or bringing back the rain, or whatsoever. But kind of like this core that you can start from. You can start a day with it, and from there you can slowly start and take care of the land.
But that was Onno's project.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you got involved in this?
Well, Onno started to graduate from the design academy. I myself am a designer within the landscape field, also from the design academy, but different times, to not make it too confusing. And Onno asked me if I could be like a guiding company for him during his graduation. That went well, but I got a bit too excited. And now we're like a year after, and we're 50-50 into the project. So I developed with Onno this container, built it. We actually have 2 containers now in the foodtuin. So yeah, come by. I think that's the main thing. Yeah.
And this is good because now we got the third team, community.
Community.
Can you tell us a bit about your community that you created?
Yeah.
Not intended, kind of.
Not intended, yeah, true. So Onno and I, we developed the container, and we were like, well, now we have developed something. Does it even work? Does it make sense? In that area, Anna and I, we both have our creative studio there. And within it, in front of it, there is empty terrain that's being used by ProRail. I've seen it for 6 years. Nothing has been happening with that terrain.
Many stones, right?
Many stones, just sand, dirt, gravel, not ideal for ecology there. So we were like, why not? Why not just let's place the container there and see if we can start something and if we can kick it off. So it was really this idea about like having a pilot with the container. And this started last year in January. We're now 1.5 years in, and people came. We hosted a lot of events. It went through the design academy in the beginning, but after also the neighborhood came, other companies came, foundations came, the government I think also came.
The municipality.
Yeah. And from that we have actually attracted like a group between 20 and 40-year-old. And the government is very happy actually with it because they have a hard time to get these age groups into the idea of ecology, sustainability or greening. So we did something actually unintended. We didn't know that we would attract those people, but we do. And this is growing and growing.
You made it a big success.
We made it a big success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you want to do this somewhere else as well?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we have the aim in 3 years, 5 projects. You always need to have some sort of a goal somewhere. So right now we are going to go back to Malawi. We're hopefully going to develop a container there within the community. But within Eindhoven, we are claiming land. So we would like to be legal at some point, that it would become an official project. And then through the Netherlands, Europe, develop further ideas, like preferably as close to a city as possible, that this urban context is really there. But yeah, if you have any ideas, then later I would like to hear it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the audience? Yes. Please tell your name and the question.
Yeah, my name is Kauter, and the question is about the land you're claiming. I found this very interesting. So you're basically squatting the land, and how does it work? Like legally, can they kick you out since you have such a noble purpose and you're helping the community and you have like people supporting you? Is it then possible to stay if the land is not being used for other purposes?
You're having exactly the same questions as we do, and no answers. I don't know if you can see it on the image. You can kind of see it. Like there you see some pallets stacked up. Like it's a bit higher over there. That's a road that's going there. It's going in front of the studios. That part is owned by the NS. The NS is very visible. They are always around. And on the flatter part is a part of ProRail. ProRail is never around. They sometimes go around with high intensity work ethics at the railway. So they're there for like 2 weeks and then they disappear. From NS we could stay, but they can't say anything about it. ProRail is very hard to get in touch with. We have tried. We've hosted events also to attract them and to come. We have Dutch Design Week coming up, so we will for sure invite them again. But it's still a bit of a gray zone of what is going to happen. So also in our little slogan, we also call it taking care of temporarily ground, because we probably are very temporarily there.
All right. Thank you. We have a question, Zoe, who is actually part of the innovation team. Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I have a follow-up for the question that you asked, and it was that a few months ago, I was working with some people who were also working in the Footland, and we were trying to ask for money from the municipality to build bee insect nests. And when we proposed the location as one of the places to put the bee nest, they said, we're not going to give you any money because you're not officially in this location. So first you have to be okayed by ProRail before we'll give you the resources that you need in order to build the nest. So then that project was delayed. It's still being delayed 6 months later. That's the situation we're at now.
Okay. Thank you. Does anybody else has a question? Yes.
Hi. My question is around permaculture, because you have to have trees, right, in permaculture, and around that the rest of the plantation happens. So how are the laws like around tree cutting and tree felling in Netherlands? Because then they are just felling trees from, whether it's a squatted land or a regular land, you're still cutting trees. So that's pretty much my question. How does that work around?
Maybe you can tell me how that works?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like our energy and our way forward is really about just doing it and seeing how far we can go, and till what point we're going to hit certain things that are going to take a lot of headache to get over. Like we don't know much. Also with permaculture, like I don't know that much. We know basics and we're trying to learn from that. And I think that's also the beautiful thing of having a community, that we as Anna, Ono, like we're not saying that we know it. We just have started something, and we're inviting a lot of people to come and to also learn from. So we have like specific gardening days. Sometimes they're all about just tomatoes. Sometimes they're about trees. Sometimes about sunflowers. And people come along that share an enormous amount of information. And I think that's just kind of like building up and staggering up. So I hope at some moments that I could answer it.
My question has been misunderstood. My question was that because permaculture is centered around trees, so can they just cut down trees just like that to claim the land? That is my question.
Oh, they could, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We are illegal, so as long as we're legal, they have the right, for sure. I think so.
Could I ask a question, please?
Yeah.
I have another question. It's quite different. You know, there are many ways to rule a country, right? And people are always thinking, what is the best way to do this? What do you think, what kind of insights you will get from living this way about this question?
Could you repeat the question once more?
What do you mean by the question?
What I mean by the question is, a lot of people are thinking about republiek or monarchy, or a way with politics, you know, one or two parties or many parties. And you live in a completely different way. I know you're also sustainable, which is great. But I'm also thinking about what kind of ways could you find about how to rule society in an ethical way?
I think this is more a question for Carol and Cynthia from Klein Oers.
Everybody is welcome to answer if they want to.
Okay, thanks.
Interesting question. I think that I don't really have the right answer for you, how we can all be happy and live in peace and everybody is heard. To be honest, in this environment, I don't think it's possible. But what I do think is very important, and that's also what we're doing, is trying to find ways in smaller portions of the community, like of all the people. We live in a smaller portion with people that want to put time and effort into finding a way of living together peacefully and meaningfully. But I would also, if I would think about implementing sociocracy and the consent method onto like land scale politics, it wouldn't work. So it's kind of learning. I think we can really learn from the way we live, but to say we can copy paste it and scale it just like that, I don't think that is possible. But it's really interesting to think about.
But it could also be interesting for you guys to think about it from that perspective. Like, can we make this bigger or not? Yeah. Because what I find very interesting about both of your projects is that you're just doing it. Yeah. And by doing, you're learning every time. And when something goes a bit bad or different than you thought, you change. Yeah. And you change it, and then you come up with a better idea or a better solution that works. And that's why you come with different solutions. Is there someone else with a question? Yes. First I go to it. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Hind, like a hint, but with a D. I have a question for Cynthia. So we learned that the container community was based on claimed land. How about your community? How did you start it? Did you purchase the land first, or did you have to go through the same struggles? And in that case, how did you overcome them?
Yes, we talked a lot with the local government in Veldhoven, but I also went here in Eindhoven. And it was always the plan to purchase the land. And we have two options. You can rent a house within the village, or you can buy one. So there's a woningcorporatie that has bought a lot of houses in our eco-village, and people can also buy a house for themselves. But there were struggles, of course, because the land price is really high. And of course, the kind of people that we are, that choose to live in an eco-village, so we are highly educated normally, but we don't work full-time. So our income is less comparing to average. So a very expensive land price is a problem. But then we chose a piece of land, and that was meant for rich people to build very big villas on the ground. But yeah, of course, we could have a place there as well. And it was a lot of work to convince the local government to give us some land for free. So the courtyard that we have is not paid off fully. It is given to us, and people can walk through our courtyard. That's because it's not ours. And well, I'm really happy that we could achieve that, because that made something possible. But we also had to build ourselves because of the price. The land price was high, but also the prices in the building industry went sky high. And so the results was that we all had to build our own houses and the houses of our neighbors. And that was really a starting point for creating a community with happy moments and not happy moments, of course. But I'm really happy when I look back that I can say with my own bare hands, I built this, with my brains and my hands, actually. Wow. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. My question is also to Cynthia. Sociocracy, is there an optimum number of people to do this? Because I imagine if you have a really large group, then you can have a discussion that goes around and around in circles and it never ends. Do you have thoughts about how small or how big the group has to be for this to work effectively?
That's a good question, actually. So you don't have to decide all the decisions with the whole group. So when we are organized in circles, so for example, we have a permaculture circle, we have a water clearance circle, we have a government circle, and so on. And first we make a form, and then we claim things in that form. So we would like to have your trust, the trust from the whole group, to make decisions in this kind of area. So, and then we have to show that form to the whole group, and then they can make suggestions, and so we can make a little changes, and then they give us their trust. And then we only come together with this small group where we make the decisions. And sometimes the decisions are bigger. You know, it affects more people and more things. And then we can bring it into the whole group, and then the participants can make a choice to be there. So it doesn't...
How long does a meeting take when you come together with the whole
1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, that's
Yes.
very short. Because I saw the two of them like, this is going to take forever.
No,
but yeah,
we are trained. So the first round, everyone will give their opinion. It's like what Karel says. It's your ego round. You bring yourself in, and the other rounds are more in the bigger picture. So it's about the best for the community. And when you don't have anything to add on, you say no. It's okay, and then you pass. So in the last round, just a few people they give something extra to the proposal.
Okay. Wow. We have another question.
Hi, my name is Victor. A bit related question, because I love this setting. I can imagine it creates this connection which we frequently miss today in a modern urban environment. But say tomorrow you'll get 10,000 messages, oh, we love it, we would like to join. So I think there is a limit when how much such a small village can be. So will be a certain moment you say, well, maybe we can help you to set up another village and collaborate, but at a certain moment you say, oh, sorry, no, it's literally no space. So did you ever discuss visions like that, or do you have picture how to scale it up? Because it's beautiful.
So we work with kind of like if you're interested, you can join as for a tryout period, basically. So you come in, you can get an introduction in the village, also maybe do some voluntary work, and get to know the people, get to know the village. That used to be 3 months. I don't know if that's still 3 months. Yeah, we try to do that at least 3 months, so we know you, but most importantly, you know what you're getting yourself into. That's really important. And we're also looking for, so we have this group of people, and for example, we have a lot of 40-year-olds, and we have barely any 70-plus-year-olds. So if we have two people, one is 40-year-old and one is 75, we want to have a diverse as possible group. So then the 75 person is preferred. And also looking at, for example, different cultures, looking for diversity in that as well, and also what kind of qualities do we need in people. So do we have a lot of people that are really good with their hands and no one that want to do like administrative work, right? We also need to have like a complete community in that part. So we're really trying to make the most complete community as possible. And we also have, it's called GEN. It's a big community, how do you call it? Connector. So there's different eco-villages in the Netherlands, but also in the whole of Europe. And GEN connects them all together.
Oh, sorry.
And you would like
I'll come back to you. 1 second.
But my question was more about the scale.
Yes.
Your answer is more if I would, let's say, individually or some of you people would be interested in joining. And that's why I deliberately said, like, let's say 10,000 people, when it's clearly off, just not manageable within context of a village. So there should be a moment when they say, oh, sorry, no, we can help you with advice, maybe practically how to set up a similar village. So that was a question more about how to scale up.
Yeah, how to scale up. So when you form a community, you can't be very big. You're right about that. So I think when you like to scale up, you have to create more communities. And like Caro said, there's GEN, Global Eco-Villages Network. They connect all the eco-villages together, and I think that's important because you can spread the wisdom and spread the good news and the green hugs. Yeah, we are the biggest eco-village in Holland right now with 40 households. And so we are very young still, so I can't say if it's optimal, but I have a quite good feeling of it. When it's too small, so they have done research done. So like the number when the households are less than 15, then the group will not be healthy because then everybody has to do things together. That's the feeling that people might have. And when it's too big, then people can stay anonymous. So in between, it's good. So like 30, 40 households, that would be a very good number. And right now in Oorschot, they are developing another eco-village. It's like copy-paste of Klein Oers with a little bit of adaptations from the people who wants to live there. And we have the hope that it will scale up to other places as well.
Yeah? Okay.
Thank you for the previous answer. I want to simplify the question a bit. I know that you don't have all the findings yet, and it's more about how you feel and what you can create, and it's hopeful for the future. Therefore, I would like to adapt the question a bit. How do you feel we can learn from you about treating each other with kindness, about solidarity, and about the environment? What kind of insights can you give us about that?
I think it's something you have to learn, but be really open-minded, as in you always have a kind of like, for example, your own vision, your own values and the way you live, and that's okay. That's great, actually, but it's expected that everybody else has the same in a different way. So for me, what I really had to learn, what I'm still learning, is that I have my own values, I have my own righteousness, or however you want to call it, and that's okay. But I live, and other people live too, and I want to live in the way I want to live, and then I have to give that back to the other person. So I have to give that space in order to be free, basically. So I think that that's a very important lesson that I learned from living together in a community. I don't know, do you have something to add? Or you?
Yeah, maybe it's good to tell that we human beings, we are sitting here right now with no sunlight, there's no plant, there's no tree in here. And I'm sure, Bram, that everyone who works at the Veldhoven is very happy to be there, because we human beings belong in nature. And that's something I really want to pass on to other people, that we humans are very weak, actually, comparing to other creatures. So, and with all these technical innovations that we make, we create super comfortable lives with comfortable homes, and that makes us more fragile. And as we are designed as human beings, we can create energy to keep ourselves warm. And we don't need to eat a lot of animals, which is not good for the environment. And people are much more healthy and happy with a mostly plant-based diet. And yesterday I read a study that says that people who eat plant-based food, they are more sexual attractive to others. So that's a good reason as well. So we are with a lot of humans on this earth, and we use a lot of energy, and we don't give back. So yeah, don't take that much. Then you will take good care of yourself as well.
I think this is very interesting. You can look at it from different perspectives. Yeah, so there's a health perspective, that the tech will also make us weaker in a healthy way. But it's also you have, I don't know what the English word is, zingeving? Purpose. Yeah. We also need purpose in life as a human being. Feeling connected, truly connected. And those two things are in there. And also connected to nature with respect for nature, or actually an equal relationship with nature. What is, are there also questions from the right side? We only had questions on the left side. Oh, thank God. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ria. Thank you for all the answers. I just had one question. When you decided the system, the governance system of the community, did you look at any other systems? Like, how did you decide that this was the way to go?
You mean sociocracy? Yes. There are other systems like deep democracy. You told me about it as well. But the people who were there already in the group, they were known by sociocracy. Thank you. And there's also a school here in Veldhoven, Eindhoven, DO Education. I don't know if you're familiar with it. And a lot of people who were attracted to the eco-village, they had their children on that school, which has the same way of decision making. So it was very easy to bring this to the eco-village. Yeah.
Did you also saw this in China?
It's a good question. No, I didn't see it in China, but I think it was quite similar. I was really touched by how they were making decisions, because I was there with my family and also my children. And my youngest is adopted from China. And so we were there and visiting in a rural area where we think that she originally belonged to. And then I saw girls wearing beautiful clothes. And I was asking if I could buy something for my daughter. But that was a stupid question, because every girl was making their own clothes. As young as they were trying to do every day a few sewing things. And so there wasn't a shop to buy such thing. And then one of the girls, they said, I want to sell mine to your daughter. And then immediately the whole village came together in a circle, and we were put in the middle of the circle, and they were discussing in rounds what this girl should do, if this was a wise decision or not. And it was so good to be there. I couldn't understand them, because at that time I could speak Chinese, but they were speaking another language, of course. So I couldn't understand them, but I could look at the faces, and I was really touched by how, especially the older people, were caring so much about that girl, that she would make the right decision. And so they also decided the price for the dress that we had to pay. And so the girl was really happy, and we were very happy as well. Yeah, but it's like the rounds as we do. So the inspiration comes from there.
Wow.
Thank you. My name is Hans. I have a question. Have you already hit upon the subject of degrowth?
We're still growing, so I give it to them.
You have a question?
While you're growing, degrowth is an interesting subject, I think.
Yeah, I read the famous less is more, of course. Personally, I'm really interested in it. I think we do kind of. I think if you work and live in a way that we live, you're kind of automatically anti-capitalist, as in we don't want to grow. That's not in the essence. We want to sustain, and I think that is the essence of degrowth as well. So, yeah.
You haven't discussed it as such.
Not in the entire group, I don't think, but I think a lot of people individually do know about degrowth and do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Interesting. Anybody else? More on the left side. Oh, the right side, sorry. The left side is really quiet now.
I have a question. Maybe we can get it together with the.
She's the owner. You're the starter, the founder of the Kazerne. So.
Thank you. But yeah, no PR tonight, please. But here at the Innovation Café, we do try to connect tech and design, and I'm really curious in how tech evolves in what you are doing. Because low tech where you can, high tech where you must. I'm really curious how you see it, and maybe someone of our tech community have some questions as well for that.
Who of you is going to answer that?
We're right now actually working with the TUE at the AI department. Sounds a bit a long stretch, maybe from claiming land to AI. Like, what does that have to do? In an ideal world for us with the containers, and they would travel around the world, we are trying to build kind of like an independent knowledge base, where we are developing a model where you can work with the container, but also the knowledge that you've gained with working with the container and the land, that you can also put it back into a platform. And that this is like ever growing, and it builds on and builds on. And that also in the end of like, maybe let's say within 10 years, there's this entire platform that also people with zero education within gardening, but have the motivation to participate, can learn from this platform and start with the container. So for us on the tech part, that's quite a big development and a long development within it as well.
Okay. And for you? Wi-Fi.
Yes, of course, we are nerds as well. And so we have low-tech solutions. For example, our sewage system is a very short system to clean our water. It's done by bacteria. But of course, we have solar panels, and the energy that we gain from that, we use it in our houses, but we also bring it to the village house. So at the village house, there are the washing machines, the freezers, and we are cooking there 5 days a week. So a lot of shared energy is used in a village house. And also there's a line from the village house to the block of houses. We have 5 blocks of houses, and there's a heat pump. And so the heat pumps works on shared energy. And we have 1 heat pump per 8 houses, and it's just a regular heat pump because the insulations of our house is really good. We also have to deal with the law, and so heat we could share, we were allowed to, but energy we couldn't share in the community. We had to be a corporation, and we decided not to be that at that time because there was a lot on our way. But in the future we will develop an energy management system. And also we like to store energy and warmth as well. And we are looking forward to work together with companies and maybe some pilots or living lab situations to perform in our dorpshuis or in eco-village as a whole. So that's, of course, with the net digestion problem, it's logical that we think about that.
Okay, thank you. I saw a hand there as well. Okay, this is going to be interesting because I think I'm on a leash. Yes.
Matt. Okay, thank you. I will return a little bit to the sociocracy concept. I was just curious, you mentioned like that you vote for some rules then. And how do you enforce that within the community? Of course, if anything happens, probably the police is called, but I was more interested about internal rules and how do you solve these problems if someone doesn't comply with them.
So I think it's important to start that anyone can join any circle. So it's all open. So if there's something going on that you're really invested in or interested in, You are allowed to join the circle, and you are allowed to join the conversations about that. So it's all completely open. But that also means that if you are not there when the decision is being made, then that means you put your trust in the people that do make a decision about it. It's we all agree together that you're not supposed to kind of come crawling back over a decision because it's not exactly what you envisioned. It also comes back to living and let live, I guess. So I think that's an important one. And we're a learning community as well. So we also try to reshape. For example, when we were building and not living there, every week we came together on a Zoom meeting. First of all, to see each other, but also to be really invested in what was happening together. And now we're kind of separating that, decentralizing it. So it's also growing and shaping as well in that. So does that answer your question completely? Or
Kind of, but what happens if they don't follow the rules? So do you vote to kick them out, or?
I think you can best.
Thank you. Yeah. So what happens when someone is not listening or following what you decided?
Yes. Well, as Caro says, we are a learning community, and we learned that there has to be consequences if somebody doesn't follow the rules. But that's really hard, because what kind of consequences can you give? And so what doesn't work, we can't kick somebody out. It's against the law. But if there are problems, then we can, as a group, as the whole village, speak about it. And in the close future, there is going to be a problem that we are going to talk about, and it's about children, because luckily we have a lot of children in our village, but some of them, they don't listen at all. And so when the permaculture group does something and put seeds in the ground or something, they will destroy the young flowers or young trees. And they don't listen, so that's a problem. And we can discuss as a one-on-one situation with the mother, but that will not bring a solution as we experienced. But when there are problems in the village, then we know that speaking with a larger group, that it will work, because then there is some kind of energy that's lifting us up all and gives us more perspective to listen to each other and to help each other. Because why are the children not listening? We don't know the full answer. We think they are annoying, but maybe there are reasons. We will find out. And maybe there are questions to the other people in the village to help this person, help this mother, to make the children listen better. And I think the power of the group is that also men are very important, because this kind of communities have more women than men. And sometimes for boys, it's really nice to have certain men as an example. So they can look up to, and they take men more serious than women. I don't like to say that, but it is sometimes true. Yeah. And the power of the community is that we can be there for each other in what way or another.
Wow. You also have a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I'll come back to you for a second, because I have also a question for you guys. Because here, Innovation Café is also a community, and we believe in the gift to grow. These people, these inspiring speakers, gave you the inspiration of their projects. How can you help them going further with their projects? Yes. What can you do for them?
I would like to visit your community and walk around there for a day. Yeah, but I'm going to give a lot of ideas. I think if I observe, and I'm not sure if the internationals are accepted though, but I would like to just observe and make notes for a couple of days. I don't have to sleep.
Yep.
And do I need to pay something?
We do give tours, so you're welcome to join a tour. Then we will talk a little bit more about the village, a little bit more in depth. We're still building the village house, but once it's finished, there will also be a loft area where we can host people that, for example, want to come and learn from us, like you.
Okay, but is everybody Dutch, or you have some internationals as well?
It's mixed. Most of them are Dutch, but we have some people. We have one from Kenya. We have one person from Turkey or two. It's a little bit mixed. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, maybe we can turn the question around. Oh, you can help? Oh, I see. Yes. Well, now you have to. I don't know how I have to be.
Yeah, hello. I would be happy if I could help with some knowledge and insights. I'm an architect, but also I have academic background and made research at the technical universities related to communal housing. So if you need some insights, advice, or just to talk about it, I would be extremely happy about it.
And maybe we can reverse the question. Do you have, what would you like to ask them? How can they help you?
Do you want to start, or
what do you need?
So for the community house, it's nice that you said that you want to join and share your knowledge, because that's what we're looking for, especially when it comes to energy storage and heat storage. We had some projects going on with that, but it kind of fell apart. So we're still looking for what can we do there. And that's also really fun. There's one house for sale right now, and there's going to be another one for sale in the near future. So if anyone wants to join us, you're very welcome.
I have someone here who can help you with the energy storage.
Yeah, there's a TNO spin-off called Newton Energy, and they're building, basically it's like a water boiler that stores...
We have been involved with them, but that was the one that fell through.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, yeah, I thought ideally that would be great for your solar panels. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
No, sorry. Thank you. Bram.
Can I answer her question really quick?
Okay.
There were 3 partners, and one of them, I don't know if they went bankrupt or they just quit, but they were supposed to do like the inside stuff, the print patches, like print boards, motherboards, stuff like that. I don't know, like the inside, the hardware stuff, and they quit. I don't know if they quit entirely, but they.
And Bram, how can we help you?
Many things. Electricity is a big one as well. We're building a solar panel part on the container that should bring the electricity to the container for the batteries, for the water, for you name it. So that's for sure a big one. Also on the low-tech side. But I think we also have a big legal question. How to continue, for sure how to continue this project, but I think also a bit like what could be a template form of initiating similar type of projects, but slowly also turning to the legal side. I think in more cities or more terrains there are ways of doing this, and I think there could be a little formula for it.
Okay.
So I definitely need. We could definitely use some help.
There's a hand. You can help. Okay.
Great.
There is a new generator that has been designed specifically to help situations of. In this case, it was made for the. Thank you.
Ooh.
It wasn't me. No worries. It was designed mainly for people that need help in Gaza, so already made, ready to ship. It's basically a generator that creates enough electricity to plug in your phone, laptop, equipment, up to I think 5 plugs
even more maybe, and you power it by using fire. So a simple candle underneath it gives you enough electricity to power maybe your whole establishment.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing. Cool. Would like to know more. Thanks.
I have a recommendation for the legal part. I think this is not the problem just of your community, but many communities and eco-villages across Europe. So I would recommend to start a petition for the European Commission and get as many people to support it as possible. And I think AI can even help you to support your case with different researches where it shows that at the end of the day, this land is not being used, is not bringing anything to the European community itself, and that's where you can force the regulator to take action. And because it's a common problem shared by many countries and many individuals and organizations will support you, it will work. You just have to start it.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, me too. Yeah, amazing.
Real quick, the generator is called, check it on Instagram, it's called Official Piggy Power. Like piggy, like a pig. Official Piggy Power.
Piggy Power. Okay. Nice. Thanks, Anna. Thanks.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. We also have something else for you because we have always Hans here. He's like one of our regular guests, and Hans always makes drawings and a summary. Hans, please.
Thank you. I found it very interesting. And I mean, the human being, the human animal, is at the top of the food chain. And what you are doing is showing the responsibility that that place in the food chain gives you. And you take care of that. And I had to think of the book, The Beginning of Everything, by David Graeber and David Winslow. And they describe sociocracies in lots of ways, and they've shown that the Indian people, the natives, have forms like of organization which are very much like the one you have chosen. Sorry? Native Americans, the Amerindians. Yeah, that's what I mean. And they, and I think you have just started it, and the people you gather will have to share the ideal. And that, in a way, is already a test for the people whether they can go along. And I think you've done that wonderfully well. And another model for decision-making would be the hats of de Bono. I don't know if you've heard about them. Edward de Bono has created a system of the thinking hats. And then you have 5 different colors, and in a meeting everybody puts on the same hat. So one hat is the green hat, which is for nice things. You have the blue hat, which is how do we organize it. And you have the yellow hat, which says what more can we make of it. And then you have the black hat, which says what's wrong about it. And in that manner you organize not discussions but ways of deciding how to continue. I think that would be a nice addition to the way you're working. And another one I had to think of is, I have to use, yes. That is from a book by William Least Heatmoon, and I think he voices exactly what you have been saying. That is, whenever you take a beast's body, give something in return. How can a man expect much without paying something? If you do not give creatures the wherewithal of changing being, how can you expect them to relish your arrows? So whenever you slay a game creature, offer him and his like prayer plumes. then they will you with their own flesh and clothe you with their own skins. And that is the story of the trickster. And I applaud your initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Han. And thank you, inspiring speakers. And thank you, audience. Afterwards, we will have some drinks and continue the conversation with this inspiration that you gave us. Thank you very much. We also have an innovation dinner. If you would like to join, Zoe there, the beautiful woman in the back who had one of the first questions, you can go to her if you would like to join. We also have a QR code for donations if you would like to donate something. And what is very important, please bring your family, friends, colleagues next time. And when it will be the next time? The last Thursday of September, and we will announce the team, I think. Oh, we need a speaker. So if you would like to speak here, please come to Annemoon. Oh, come on over, Annemoon. Big applause for Annemoon.
So if you have a topic, and we always love tech and design perspective, so please come to me, write me an email. I will get back to you. And if I may say so, I'm so happy that you were here. Thank you so much. And Hans for your contributions every time. And this weekend, we have a very special weekend here in Eindhoven because it's the opening of the cultural season. We have lots of activities this Saturday, so join us for creating your own trash earrings. It's kind of off topic maybe, but yeah. And we have a performance by the Trash Club, the winner of the Design Award, and I'm really happy that Onno and Bram are also the nominees of the Design Award. Just do go see their project here. It is right there. You need to find it. You need to search a little bit for it. But thank you so much for visiting.
Thank you so much and enjoy your drinks. Sorry, I already thought I finished off, but I didn't. Well, we'll do it again. We will have drinks afterwards, so please go enjoy the drink and start the conversation further at the bar, the informal conversation. And thank you very much for being here. And please bring your friends and colleagues the next time. Thank you.